Hello, Professor. I'm Annie, and today I would like to talk to you about the Missouri Compromise of 1820. Now, with that being said, I would like to start off with the immediate cause of the Missouri Compromise, and that was Missouri requested to enter the Union as a slave state. At the time, there were 11 slave states and 11 free states. And adding another state meant giving the South more political power than the North, which they did not want. And that alarmed the Northerners since they were against expanding slavery. Now, who was involved with this compromise? Some of the key figures that were involved with this compromise was Henry Clay, which gained the nickname the Great Compromiser since he was so good at making good compromises. Now, another important figure was James Monroe, who was the president at the time and also was looking for support to help with the compromise. Thomas Jefferson, which was a slaveholder, also was afraid that what this could do to the slave trade as the South depended on it economically. So this feud between Missouri and Maine left Congress debating. The South wanted to expand slavery while the North didn't. Missouri wanted to be a slave state when Maine didn't. The compromise eventually happened and Missouri was ultimately admitted as a slave state and Maine as a free state. This compromise kept the balance of power. And this also drew the lines across the Louisiana territories at latitude 36 degrees and 30. Slavery was prohibited north of that line. This foreshadowed the Civil War and showed how deeply divided the nation was. Now, for a moment, I would like to look at it from the enslaved's point of view, as the book in this chapter did not greatly cover that aspect. So, for them, this did not represent balance or peace. This represented chains in new territories as slavery expanded westward. The real world impact on the enslaved individuals was that this meant more children would be born into slavery and more families would be separated and more suffering legalized at the hands of the government. Where did we go from here? So, in conclusion, this was just a short-term solution for a long-term problem. With this compromise came balance for the interest of both free slaves and slave states, but it could not erase the moral and human cost of slavery. This compromise reminds us that compromises of politicians often come at the expense of human freedom and dignity. So when we remember the Missouri Compromise, we should see the silence of millions of enslaved voices who were never allowed at that table, yet carried the weight of the decision every day. Thank you.